All right. Um, I wanted to do this today because I did not want to be beat. So originally, I was going to set up this um, live stream because I thought it'd be easier to be able to share. It's the first live stream I'm doing. And I thought it would be easy to be able to just share my screen and have my camera on and talk, but apparently that's not by default with YouTube. I didn't know that. And so like I came on and then I was like, wait, what? And so I spent like 3 hours trying to figure out how to get that set up. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to let that stop me from my updates. So what I'm planning on doing right now, I'm working on volume 35 of the magazine, creating a magazine every year. So I was going to show updates so that you can see the process of me creating the magazine, and you could each week kind of see how it evolves and talk through it. Hopefully I'll get that set up for next week. We'll see what happens. But just so that it didn't fail, I am at least going to come on here and say, as I started getting into it, I've written several articles, started doing layouts, and I was explaining to one of my friends today that for me personally, as I work on my project, I like to do multiple things at once. So I'll do some layouts, and then when I get stuck on that, so designing the physical layouts of the page, and then I'll jump over and start pulling in images and maybe do some, open up Lightroom and work on that. And so I was going to run you through that. Hopefully I'll be able to do that next week to give you a visual of what that looks like. And this is just, yeah, it's just what it is. So I wanted to be able to, the reason the live stream is I'm really focused on creating. And when I'm in that mode, the last several years, I can't do anything else at that time. So I thought if I just do the live stream, there's no edits, there's no, putting any music to it. And there's a lot of time that goes into making all of the other videos that I do on the channel. And I know I couldn't do that. I can't dedicate any time to that because I'm creating this product and I'm actually launching on Kickstarter. So there's a lot more that is going into this launch than I have in any of my previous launches. So that's the story behind it. And this is also, I just wanted to put this out as a way to say, sometimes we try to do things and it fails, and my mentality is to just get up and keep moving. And this was me wanting to just put that out. Like what I envisioned of this being was a lot different, but I will just say, I tell this to a lot of people. I think don't be afraid of having your starter project be really crappy and putting that out, because it's what gets you to the next thing and the next thing. It's a refinement over time. When you find people that you really like and you're like, oh, how are they so great? Usually two things: they have a team behind them, and it's not just them, and they've kind of honed what they do over the last, several years. You just happen to come upon and find them. So that's kind of where I'm at, is yeah, going back to the magazine, updates on that. I have several articles started, nothing finished. I have poems written, and I've started to do some layouts and get things going on that. And my goal for this week is to get at least the section that is people who inspire me. This year is Anthony Francis, who's on the cover, and I also have my friend Elena Carrasco, who both of them I interviewed on the Evolution of One over the years, over this past year. And so the articles that I'm working on, I want to have Anthony all the way done, completely written and laid out. So I'm about halfway through the article, and then I'm going to turn and start doing the layout for that, and then hopefully get to write the write-up on Elena, and hopefully do the write-up for that as well. So that's my goal by this time next week, to be able to have those two done. And also I'm hoping to have the screen be able to show you and walk you through some of the process of how I make a magazine every year. And that's kind of it. I'm just going to leave it at that. And hope to see you next week. I'll do this until I launch. So as I go through and as I'm doing not only the laying out and putting it all together, but I'm also probably going to get on and walk through what I did in preparing for launching my Kickstarter and behind the scenes with that. So hope you stick around. Hope you like it. If not, it'll be something cool to show people later on. Yeah, this first one's kind of weird. I don't know how to end it, didn't know how to start it, but we'll just get into it. So, all right. See you guys next week.